I was working on an elaborate video review, big production and fancy stuff and all this. I ran out of time and I don't like what I have so far, so I'm just going to sit here and tell you about the Zamzee. I'm Jendi from Jendi'sJournal.com. I found out about the Zamzee at BlogHer and they gave me some to review. First, I'm going to tell you what it is, then I'm going to tell you some bad parts, then I'm going to tell you some good parts. What it is, it's a meter that measures intensity of activity, if that makes sense. It doesn't measure steps or distance, it measures intensity of the movement. You clip it onto your clothes or your shoes, and then when you connect it to your dashboard online, it tells you the points and what you've done. So that's the basics of what a Zamzee is.
I think that it helps you get you moving when you don't really want to move.
Now, some bad points. My kids all want to be on the computer at the same time to connect their Zamzee. And I want to use the computer. It's my computer, hello. So, you know, we got to work that out. It charges through the USB port. Again, when there's 3 of them and one computer, and the width of it I can't plug into side by side. I would really like to be able to charge it at an electrical outlet. Once it is fully charged, it can last for a good week. It did take a while to charge it in the very beginning, but then it lasted for a long time, and as they were working in their dashboard, it would recharge. The other thing, the clip is not very child friendly. My 6-year-old really had trouble getting it to clip on her and off her. My 8 and 10-year-old had no problems that way, but then my 6-year-old's was the first one that started to come apart. First, the front popped like that, and we would just jam it back together, but then when we would clip it, and then pretty soon hers just, the whole thing just started coming apart. Now, as you can see, it still works, and it's there, but she can't really wear it. So I would really suggest a more kid-friendly kind of clip and a sturdier container. I have been told they are working on a sturdier container, so I'm interested in seeing that.
My favorite part was logging on and changing the person's look.
Now, the good parts. My 6-year-old used to constantly lag behind on our walks, like 6 feet behind me. She didn't want to go on the walk. She dawdled as much as she could. And of course, it doesn't make for a happy walk for anybody. First time she wore her Zamzee, she was the one pulling on my hand saying, let's go for a walk, let's go for a walk. And she was the one 6 feet out in front instead of 6 feet behind. It really encouraged my 6-year-old to move and be active, and I like that. My children really love the challenges that they can do through their dashboard. We got into a routine for a little bit where they would get up in the morning, check their Zamzee, and pick a challenge to do. It could be from anywhere 15 minutes up to an hour, I think, and once they start it, it starts counting down, and then they would be as active as they could during that time period before they plug the Zamzee back in and see what they could get. And there are extra incentives for completing the challenges, and my kids wanted to get the points so they could change their avatar and get some of the different clothes and things for their avatar. So they would be running around the house, jumping on the trampoline, riding the bike, doing anything quick, like totally active that time period so they could beat the challenge. And it kind of felt to me like an exercise thing every morning, and got up and got them going. And for my kids, if you get them a bit of exercise in the morning, they don't bicker at each other as much. So that was a big incentive for me to let them do the challenge every morning. I would recommend this if you want to get your child moving more. You can actually do it as a family. I do like the Family View website that they have, where I can check all the statistics and activity at one time, and then each of my children can log into their own account separately. So that is what a Zamzee is. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. If you have experience using one, I'd love to hear about that as well. Thanks for watching.